Hi, I'm Charlene Rosales, your Director of Governmental Affairs for the San Luis Obispo Chamber of Commerce, with the March 2017 Legislative Update. This month, our Economic Development Committee heard two presentations from the City of San Luis Obispo, which is updating its user and regulatory fees, as well as its zoning program. These two processes are of great interest because they affect commercial development and housing opportunities, two things that are crucial to achieving objectives outlined in the city's Economic Development Strategic Plan, such as the desire to right-size fees and incentivizing the creation of head-of-household jobs within the city. First, the fees assessment. This assessment is done periodically to ensure that the fees the public is charged are in line with the cost to the city to provide various services. The city is currently determining the appropriate level of cost recovery for services such as the review and approval of development projects and building inspections. Fees for recreational classes, sports programs, and public safety services are also being assessed through this process. The level of cost recovery will depend on factors such as whether or not the service provides a community-wide benefit, such as a historical preservation designation, the cost to the consumer, and how the cost would affect the demand for that service, and the ability to effectively collect fees. It is important to note that the city looked to other jurisdictions to see how the San Luis Obispo fees compared to fees in other places, and that 100% cost recovery is not an option for some fee programs, such as those mandated by statute or administrative code. Key changes that the City Council will be considering are 100% cost recovery for most planning entitlements, removal of the development review surcharge, and increased cost recovery for fire department inspections of multifamily dwellings. Also being considered are changes to appeals fees. Appeals fees are a particular concern, as the current program provides a low cost to file an appeal, while the delay in approval costs project developers and the city significantly more time and money. Currently, there is a flat fee of $281 to file an appeal. Proposed changes include 4 different tiers to better align appeals fees with staff time spent on projects within each tier. Cost recovery is suggested at 25% for appeals, which is consistent with appeals fees in comparable agencies, which range from $200 to $850. At a recent meeting, the City Council directed staff to explore more alternatives, including the consideration of a higher cost recovery amount for applicant appeals and lower cost recovery amount for non-applicants. Our chamber supports the initial staff recommendations, including stepped fees, which would allow developers to spread out the cost of development over time and would lower the barrier for the development of a variety of housing and commercial projects, as well as increased appeals fees, which would provide more assurity in the planning process and enable the city to recover more of the expense associated with an appeal. This suite of changes will support the city's major city goal to address housing needs by clearly laying out project costs and expectations, and will be further discussed by the City Council on April 18th. The Chamber's Legislative Committee will also be studying development impact fees and service fees for the city's building department, as they will be updated in the coming year. The process to update the city's zoning regulations is underway, and over the last few weeks, interviews with a variety of organizations and individuals have been conducted to gather input on the strengths and weaknesses of the current regulations. Update to the regulations are impactful because changes can open up or constrain opportunities for housing and are key to the implementation of objectives in the city's general plan, including providing more density, particularly in the downtown core, and protecting our city's green belt. The Chamber has formed a task force of planning, commercial real estate, nonprofit, and environmental professionals to perform an in-depth study and provide recommendations on where zoning changes can help unlock opportunities for housing. The Joint Planning Commission and City Council meeting on April 12th is the next step in the zoning update and will include discussion of staff analysis on the current regulations and the input received from the community. If housing is important to you, this is a critical time to make your voice heard. Attend and speak at the April 12th meeting, or if you cannot attend, send a letter, send an email, or go to the link below to share your perspective before the meeting. Thank you, and be sure to contact us at the Chamber if you have any questions about our advocacy work. We look forward to hearing from you.